Najabaga adikana atila. All my mancha mama bros, you might wanna listen close. Hard to take a pen and note, put this sentence under code.
चलो लेट्स गो. क्या कर रहे हैं हम लोग? बातचीत कर रहे हैं क्या? नहीं, वो सारे टॉक्स इतने बोरिंग रहते हैं यार आधे टाइम. आधा टाइम वो लोग इट्स अबाउट टैपिंग इनटू योर इंटरनल पेन. एंड लाइक भाई क्या लाइक चिल ब्रो. So I at first segregated the music. I realized that okay, the music has so many sections, it needs to navigate according to those sections. The energy should be that, movement should be that. So a lot of came into play. Once I had analyzed the music, I realized okay, what kind of movement, which is the most aggressive and threatening martial art there could be, or amongst all of these things, right? So Kalari was obvious for me because I've been indulging with the Kalari art form in previous videos also, and I was just like, इस बार last time करेगा मैं, आखिरी बार एक बार मैं Kalari को document करेगा. तो मैं बोला ठीक है. Then Mardani Khel came because I am from Pune and I knew a lot of Maharashtrian folks who are fucking badass. Like I just wanted to document them. And Gatka came. Because come on, man, the Sikh culture is the fucking, oh my gosh, that's one of the most hectic, beautiful, strong-headed fucking cultures you could think of. Like ऐसा कौन कर सकता है? और तो वो फिर गतका यूज हुआ. गतका के बाद तंत्र यूज हुआ बिकॉज आई सॉ मणिपुर में क्या चालू है. मेरे को लगा कि आई वांटेड टू रिप्रेजेंट Manipur in some way or the other and just implement them in whatever context I possibly can because they do need to be heard right now. It's a lot going on. It was also intentional with the music in mind, with details की movement कैसा रहता है. कि देखो लास्ट टाइम ही बात कर रहा था ना कि म्यूजिक 20,000 बार सुनने के बाद समझ में आता है क्या बनाने का. उसमें इतने layers रहते हैं, कितने सारे चीजें रहती है, precursives रहते हैं. तो I was just figuring out which art form has those kind of movements and how exactly should I go about it. Which other instruments that are overused already in documentaries and all. Every time I see documentaries on any of these art forms, they are done boringly. मतलब वो क्या एकदम धीरे से बात हो रहा है. फिर some white person is like their ancestors fought the Britishers. वो रहता ना वो रंदे बसंती में कैसे that white woman just reads the thing
Yeah.
फिर चलता है. वैसी टाइप का डॉक्यूमेंट्री 1000 देखा रहेगा मैंने. ये
Yes.
सारे आर्ट फॉर्म्स के बारे में जहाँ पे उन लोग इतना सीरियसली है कि इनका there's another energy to them that people hadn't tapped in. They were not doing enough justice to it. So I was like, chalo, let's show them in a different light. Let's show them how badass they are. So when I started editing, I felt like I was dancing all over again because I like making small things move in a particular way. वो मैंने दोस्तों लोग को देखा है, उन लोग खुश हो जाते हैं एकदम. Whenever I used to edit and I used to make it and I was like, ये तो beat में sync है bro, sync. I used to be like, हाँ sync है. मेरे को ये मैसेज जानने का था. ये इंडिया है तो there should be as many people as possible. It's just as interesting. And I don't know, I just love when you're able to reflect upon a large group. Like it's very difficult to handle them, number one. It's not the easy, not the biggest of resources to implement that and get all of them in the mood and like get them going is not easy. Like, but at the same time, it's just because it just looks incredible. Looks like it's a event. It was shot in Kerala. So I would communicate to Suraj, whoever I couldn't speak Malayali with. So I used to be like, okay, Suraj, say this, like communicate this. Whenever I could, I would go in between the crowd and just like rile them up and talk to them. So I had made sure Suraj is the communicator because if he did not have a sense of power with this crowd, then you are going to not have that control over them. So he's a stage operator. He knows how to move around a stage, talk to people. So I told him be their leader at that point. Because Robin को जब मैंने shot बताया कि it has to move in a particular way, switch up the camera movement on that beat, move around, turn, stay back, let go up, like वो सब उसने nail किया. 3-4 take लगे पर उसने चौथे take में nail किया. Always. So the thing about majority of other musicians I work with, they have a sense of ego and they have a sense of not ego is not the right word. They have a life that they have lived. They want to approach life that way. The only reason I'm able to do this is because Suraj as a character is saying yes to it. When I'm sitting there in front of him, I'm being like, तेरे पे 400 लोग भागने वाले, तेरे को crush करने वाले, तू ready है? तो वो बोलेगा हाँ, तब जाके बनता है वीडियो, नहीं तो नहीं बनता है. Suraj is placed in those situations is that कि Suraj is that guy. He's not. I don't want to show him as this. Majority of artists, what they do, they want to show themselves bigger than everybody in a very different way, like a materialistic way, in a very non-philosophical way, whatever that might be. They want to show themselves as like they have the things that the other person doesn't. They are supposed to be envied, or it's a very braggadocious attempt at the camera. And I have always seen Suraj, any of the older videos you see, I see him one of the people. I don't see him as Hanumankind. I see him as Suraj. Hanumankind is this massive character that we have built. Majority of music video directors, they make the video for the artist. They don't make it for themselves. They forget to add a little bit of themselves, you know. So uske wajah se they are losing out on a lot of like just possibilities of where all they can take their music videos. That thing should be there where if somebody's watching, like, who made this? First work, utna rahega na, then your voice is heard. Just that
Yeah.
question to be like, kaun banaye? Like that is what is necessary rather than like kya hai ye? What is this tatti? Like nothing small little thing of making somebody feel or yourself feel like
Mm.
it's interesting. Like whatever the fuck you did, no matter how painful, no matter how fucking hectic, exhausting it is. And when you're it's not even the attention it gets, the finishing of it is the best because you're okay with it. ये तो पुराना है यार मतलब अभी वो मेरे को बिग डॉग्स तो भूल ही गया हूँ मैं बना बनाया Yeah, Baawe was just musty, bro. It was nothing too complicated. It was just
Mm.
three guys. They wanted to make a goofy ass video. I wanted a new laptop. So I was just like, let's do this. You know, I'm here. Whatever you need, let's do a cool ass video. Let's get this done. Raftaar के photographer ने idea दिया वो. Helicopter में गया रे मैं. Imagine sitting over there and seeing Badshah, Raftaar, and Samay Raina in a helicopter with me. I'm just like, okay. I'm supposed to be here, I guess. Like, I'm over Bombay. See Marine Line. It's just nice, bro. All three of them are really sweet. Raftaar is a very talented lyricist. Badshah Bhai, though I've worked with him once. It was fun. But Baawe, I'm not the most proud of for as a music video that I made. It is a loose. Like it is. It's not that strong.
Mm.
It is something I tried.
But
Just
it's a vibe.
it is just too musty. Like I'm just like I did it. When you're starting out, you're going to not want to immediately want I need to have an identity, personality. No, don't think about that. How I started was mimicry of work. I started
Mm.
like, oh, I used to love this video. I want to make that own effect again. With mimicry, you eventually get to a place like, "Oh, I like this. Why do I like this? Let's think about it. Okay, I like it because this is the effect that it makes me feel. Okay, what
Mm.
else can I do to make this effect? It's exploration of the craft itself. To keep your opinion strong for yourself is when you can create something. Like if you like Bollywood films, agree to it that you like Bollywood films. And when you're indulging with it, you're consuming it, you get to it's like
Mm.
information dump. You get everything, and you're not like I am this now. And in the end, what are we? We are also doing the same thing, right? We are living
Mm.
life, information dump is happening, then we're like, this is me. It's the same way with your art, where you get to experience a lot, emote a lot, and understand what exactly a piece of art does for you, a video does for you, and then eventually reach a place where it does something for me. So I'm going to indulge in it in that way. Grew up with my father showing me Do Aankhein Bara Haath, Pinjra,
Mm-hmm.
Mughal Azam, Anand, old school films that I watched because my dad had CDs for it. That shaped a lot of my perspective towards Indian cinema because I saw those kind of films in the start itself. Like as a child, I would be consuming that, but at the same time, I would be consuming the most the present day Welcome or like Rowdy Rathod or like these other films where I went like, fuck, that's incredible the way it's done, you know? मेरे ऐसा तो बहुत है ब्रो आई एंजॉय वॉचिंग एवरीथिंग बिकॉज आई फील लाइक इधर बैठ के मैं कुछ भी जज करने के लिए नहीं कर सकता मेरे को सब कुछ देखने का आई वॉच द शिटीएस्ट ऑफ शिटीएस्ट न्यू फिल्म्स दैट विल कम आउट जस्ट टू वॉच इट एंड बी लाइक व्हाट आई डोंट लाइक अबाउट इट ये पसंद नहीं आ रहा बिकॉज ऑफ दीज इश्यूज बिकॉज आई एम अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट माय लाइकिंग्स टू द प्रोडक्ट इज दैट इज अ प्रैक्टिस इन इटसेल्फ टू वॉच शिटी फिल्म्स टू नो लाइक व्हाट डू यू लाइक अबाउट इट व्हाट डू यू नॉट लाइक अबाउट व्हाट अ गुड फिल्म एंड टॉक अबाउट व्हाट डू यू लाइक अबाउट इट एंड व्हाट यू डोंट लाइक अबाउट इट फर्स्ट एक्सपोजर था हॉलीवुड का Jumanji, Robin Williams. I fell in love with that man. I find him to be one of the most incredible performers in existence. Robin Williams was a huge introduction for me where I just delved into this man, this painful yet funny but incredibly talented individual. And I really was consumed by his work. Eventually, I started researching about Jodorowsky, Holy Mountain. El Topo. Y'all should all check out Jodorowsky's Dune. That's an incredible unmade documentary about that film. I watched that film and I was in love with filmmaking because there's this one speech of him on YouTube. Why we make films? Film as heart. Boom, boom, boom. Like he's explaining that and he's crying and saying it. It's about a film that was never made. He was talking about it with so much love and like so much admiration that I wanted to make a film because it had soul, it had all this shit. Like he was talking about it like it was everything for him in his life. And when he couldn't make it, the sadness on his face, I went like, I want whatever the fuck this guy is going through, man. Like it's incredible, Jodorowsky. To be honest, Jodorowsky has a huge role in where cinema is right now. He brought a group of people which was incredible. The artists that were on that film sort of seeped into mainstream cinema everywhere. From Alien, from The Matrix, from Star Wars. All of these things are inspired by the way Jodorowsky staged his scenes and like his music and like his costume and his artists. Like symmetric art, yeah, maybe, but like that's not it. The thing is, Jodorowsky is a very poetic person. I think majority of y'all won't like his films, but when y'all watch it, just watch it with a little bit of openness. Understand it's about this guy. Like there is a 3-part series about himself only. I think you should start with Jodorowsky's Dune. If you want to be introduced to Jodorowsky, Pink Floyd was supposed to do the entire sound for Jodorowsky's Dune. And Salvador Dali was one of the villains. Mick Jagger was one of the leads in it. It was so interesting to just see these. I'm sure he must be overthrowing some shit, but it's just with the sheer admiration that he talks about his art, which sort of really got me riled up that I can do this. And I feel the same way about the films that I make. Spike Jonze, because he was a skateboarder who did skate photography, then did some of the most legendary music videos, then made fucking movies like Being John Malkovich. It is just incredible. He's made her also. The motherfucker won an Oscar, a skateboarder on the fucking Oscar floor, picking up that statue and talking about his people and his art is just incredible. The entire production was shot in 3 days, but it took a lot of time to arrange and go to Punjab, go to Chandigarh, Kerala, find all different locations that work with the art forms, find the right tree. It did take a toll on me, the amount of time that I consumed. Because immediately when I came back, I shot another music video and jumped on the edit. I feel like that's something I need to figure out as a creative when to do, where you indulge and you leave it. That leaving process is as important as doing it. Yeah, you stepping away from your work and being a human and then jumping onto your work is also as important. You have to always be open to something happening randomly, and because the entire drum section that you see in Run It Up, that's all on the go. We found the chenda players started playing. I was like, okay, all of y'all come in. Suraj stand in the middle. Like Suraj just went at it. I was like, camera, let's fucking get it. Okay, camera, move this side, move this way. Okay, come back, start charging and start moving this way. I had to document all of that because that was an actual movement. I realized one thing: there is no set that will work until and unless आप माहौल बनाओगे. I had uploaded, I think, Genghis, and I got calls from different directors from Bollywood. I'm just like, why the fuck is this happening? And they're like, we like what you do, and we would like to. And I'm just like, why the fuck does this man care about me? Why is he taking time out of his day and making a call to me and being like, bro, I like what you do. I was just like, that takes a lot of like, why would that big director do that for me? Like, why are these calls happening? That's when I realized, okay, that means I'm doing something that these guys are finding it interesting. Then I realized it wasn't about that I needed to feel that way, but more along the lines that I'm able to express the way exactly I need to express through my art. So once I did that, then I went like, I can make money off of this. I just went like, I'll also enjoy it while doing it. So let's fucking do this. You can learn about your art through other arts in multiple ways. Like to understand dance is to understand editing. To understand editing is to understand dance. To understand music is to understand movement. जब मैंने यक्षगाना सीखा तो मैंने percussive element के बारे में सीखा. You can learn from different art forms every single time. Like whatever, even if it's DOP work, and I feel like as a director, you should know every art form. You should at least try it once, practice in it once, just to know what it feels like, just to understand the processes of filmmaking. You should indulge with sound, you should indulge with DOP work, you should indulge with editing work, everything. And the more you are indulging with these crafts, the better you will be as a creative leading or in your creative specific creative work also, मैं तो सब घिन दिखाता यार. मतलब I would show the disgusting aspects of a relationship, how fucked up it is, but yet kind of works. Like it is like that's the kind of approach I would do it. Like I love because I grew up with seeing life in a very chaotic way. So the only thing I don't see this well settled in family and like all that other shit. I would approach it in a very gritty way where I would show like how difficult it is to be in a relation and how hilarious it is to be in a relationship majority of times. What that definition of whatever that might be. I love the bizarreness of love. I don't like the softness of love. I find that a little थोड़ा डर लगता है मेरे को उस चीजों से ना ये तो सही नहीं है ये तो कुछ ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे बातचीत के लिए बातचीत हो रही है I like Shakun sir the one of his films I felt like the approach to relationships is so interesting like the fact that like
Which one? Which film?
वो तो gossip aunty का पर like it's like just like it's that delve into internal politics of a relationship which you feel are too personal where the things that you feel like you cannot say to other people he's showing it on film bro which is the shock of it which is why it's interesting to us because when you're watching it bro I know people who have gone through this and I'm seeing it on film right now and it's so interesting to see it's not just like मेरा परिवार तेरा परिवार के साथ नहीं रह सकता है तो हम लोग फिगर आउट करेगा रात में we'll figure it out how to exist together as a couple majority of times it is that but the way he does it is very interesting I find it compelling I mean being different is not the agenda but like when I'm watching when I've finished the edit I'm just like okay would I watch this and why would I watch it because it's something I haven't seen before that's the that's the thing main thing in my head when I'm watching it कि अगर किसी ने देखा नहीं है और पहली बार देख रहा है तो एक एक्सपीरियंस रहता है उसको याद रहेगा एटलीस्ट कि भाई याद है वो चीज देखी थी हमने कि मैंने ये 1000 बार बोल चुका हूं मैं कि आई वांट टू मेक वीडियोस दैट विल एटलीस्ट बी रिमेम्बर्ड फॉर लाइक 1 or 2 years कि याद रहे एटलीस्ट कि भूल ना जाए देखने के बाद ऐसा बहुत देखे मैंने जहाँ पे लोग वीडियो देखते भूल भी जाते किसका वीडियो क्या गाना क्या हुआ वीडियो में आधा टाइम भूल जाते लोग सो इट जस्ट टू क्रिएट समथिंग वेयर इट स्टेज फॉर मी ऑल्सो व्हेन इट डज फॉर मी एंड वेदर इट नंबर्स के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट जस्ट द ओवरऑल लाइक कि तुम देख लिया और बाद में तुमको एक पर्टिकुलर चीज है कि हाँ यार याद है देखो वो चीज देखी थी हमने वो हुआ था उसमें कभी देखा नहीं है ऐसा यार मतलब पहली बार देख रहा हूँ सो it's not the need to be different just to feel different in the attempt to make it personal कि मैंने किया है ये चीज मैं कर रहा हूँ because I want to do it and I haven't seen it I want to show it actually you know what I'll be honest with you the people who I really look up to the directors and like producers and filmmakers and artists have started following me now so I'm just like okay I don't want to embarrass
Congratulations.
myself in front of these guys I'm not going to do anything because these massive filmmakers who I absolutely love are following me I'm like I can't come on live and be like yo अभी बनता का ना गाना सुना है क्या boys I watch everybody that makes art out of my art like they do animations they do illustrations and मैं सब देखता हूँ I like watching all of that because it's just like fuck इन लोग क्या सोच रहे हैं इनको क्या पसंद है it's that analysis of being like why did this person like this and this person like this I'm here bro I'm having this conversation I've done your talk once like I do it actually I just don't upload it on social media you know I am there with the things that I need to be there like I feel like IFP as a stage was brilliant for me because I had so much fun over there with the people that were there even I did an all about music lecture which I spoke to a lot of people I've done a lot of video interviews I've done a lot of those things where I'm present with the people that need to be there so it's never like I'm going to isolate and like because I am genuinely with everything around me, I can learn from everybody something at least. So I'm indulging in every way possible. I can for sure. That is also as necessary. And when it comes to how do you learn? YouTube. You need an internet connection, youtube.com, and you can learn anything you fucking want out of that. And then you can interpret it the way you want. I mean, you just have to be mad enough. You just have to be stupid enough. You have to be stupid enough. पहले मैं 400 लोग लेके आ चलेगा ठीक है अरे ठीक है सूरज को आर्टिस्ट को गाड़ी में डाल चलेगा So
What to
if
observe?
if you are useful to me, if you are useful to the project, I'm gonna say yes. Inspired by Lagan. Color scheme of Lagan, how it feels, the clothes that are there, the palette that is there, just watch it once. Chale Chalo dekh le. Chale Chalo is one of the most beautiful short fucking music videos, bro. What staging, what fucking blocking, bro. It is incredible. जहाँ से कैसे move होते हैं उन लोग, the way they are, like it is the most sonically, bro, क्या shoot किया है, क्या edit किया है वो चीज, जाके देख लो. Big Dogs का color scheme उससे आया था. Where I was like, भाई लगान का कलर क्या खतरनाक है यार. Look at the way it feels. Look at the way the orange, the warmth, the heat is there in that film. You know how it feels dusty. Other reference was Mad Max. These two were my references where I felt like, okay, I need these bikes are there. They should feel like they're dusty. Okay. Color wise, it's always like understanding what you perceive your daily life as. अगर तू बाहर जा रहा है, तू barren land देख रहा है, तेरे को क्या फील हो रहा है? तेरे को शायद से प्यार फील होएगा, लेकिन वो तेरे को हो रहा है. क्यों हो रहा है वो तू बता फिल्म के थ्रू तेरा. There are a lot of filmmakers, bro, like that. Like Romain Gavras is one of my favorite filmmakers.
And I will
Romain
watch it.
Gavras is a music video director who made incredible music videos for Jamie XX, 070 Shake. He made the film Athena. Have you seen Athena on Netflix? Boys, another film recommendation.
Okay.
It is about this community. Have you seen Lahane?
Lahane, yes, I have seen
It feels
the
like a
French film.
sequel to Lahane, weirdly. Like if you watch it in
Okay.
succession, it is not connected whatsoever. But Lahane is one of my fucking all-time favorite, top 10, 100%. It doesn't have a plot. It is just you are roaming around with your boys and like are chilling, and it's incredible. But there are a lot of filmmakers like that, bro, where I look up to them and I be like, fuck. But I feel like I don't want to say a single name because I don't feel like I am that integrated into somebody else's art. I sort of dissociate pretty much early where I'm like, okay, I got to figure out whatever I like and why I like it, whether it may be one person or 15 different people. You can email me on bijoyshetty@gmail.com and I will go through your work. I will figure out. See, ऐसा नहीं कि मेरा constantly अभी भी एक project है एक और अभी, लेकिन मेरा post production में
Hmm.
मेरा क्या होता है, मेरे लिए मेरा क्रू वो एक हफ्ते के लिए दोस्त लोग बहुत बहुत सुंदर दोस्त लोग बन जाता है. मेरा मेरा लाइफ में यही हुआ है. वेयर आई एम फॉर दैट 1 week of shoot, these guys are the people I care about the most, the whatever it might be. It
Hmm.
becomes that deep, and then eventually when you lose it you're like हाँ हो गया, ये भी हो गया. So it becomes damn like hectic to let go also every single time. But at the same time, if you want to reach out and like communicate and see if you want to indulge in any way, just email me. You can send me your work that you have done. I do not want anybody like that is just starting out. And I'm like, what will I like? मैं टीचिंग करने का था तो मैं बाद में करेगा जब बुढ़ा हो जाएगा जब. Thank you so much for having me, yaar. You all are really sweet to even acknowledge my work.